Hi, this is Manesh Patel with IMTF. Today I want to talk about Bitcoin and a lot of the cryptos that pretty much went down drastically. A lot of people weren't expecting it, and the movement downward was due to a lot of people not expecting it, a lot of people not having stops, getting stopped out on margin, and all kinds of chaos that happened. But this is something that you should have expected. On our weekly calls and in our chat room, I warned everyone on this weekend, including in Friday, and be very careful on the cryptos going upwards and betting on them going up. Reason why is it's already moved up drastically and you have to be very careful. So let me show you something simple on the chart to look for. Okay, and this could apply for any instrument in any time frame. And what you're looking for is anything that's moved more than 20% in a short amount of time. It's very dangerous to sit there and keep on betting on it going up. So if you are going to stay in that instrument, you want to tighten up your stop. If you're not going to if you aren't, then you could get out after it's made a 20% move. Then you could wait for a pullback and then you could go back in. Okay, so you have two options. One is to tighten up your stop after a 20% move, just in case it decides to go back the other way and go for some profit taking. Or you could get out, wait for a pullback, and then go back in. So let's show you exactly what's going on here. So here's trading view. This is a charting package. I'm just going to show you here. It's very simple. I'm just going to take this high right there. Take this pivot high. And I'm going to extend this out until it gets to 20%. So if you look here, 20% with this mark right there. So as soon as price got to this level right there, so you could see here on January 2, Bitcoin got to this level roughly around about 34,000 or so forth. At that point, it had moved 20% from this last high right there. And at that point, you should exit out of your position or tighten up your stops. If you tighten up your stops just from the previous bar low, then you would have got out roughly right there. And then you would the pullback would occur, and then you could basically re-enter the trade based on your charts. Okay. The next move here was right here. So if you again take the same philosophy right there, take that pivot high right there, and you mark off 20%, and you get roughly about right there. And you could see that here on January 8th, roughly around 7 o'clock here, we got to that 20% movement here, which is around 41,392. At that point, you should tighten up your stop minimum if you did not take some of your positions off. And then if you did that, you would not have any problems at all. You could see it kind of consolidated here a little. And then eventually today, it dropped all the way down, came all the way back to the support right there, and pretty much held right there. And now it's going back up. Doesn't mean that this is going to go drastically going up right now. This is going for a little pullback phase because this is a bearish trend here, and you have to be very careful of where it gets to. So this is going up right now, but either way, one thing you should always do with any instrument, it does not matter. Once it's moved at least 20% in a short amount of time from the last pivot high or pivot low, and it broke it, then you want to at least sit there, tighten up your stop, or take some positions off. If you do that, you won't go through the scenario where a lot of people today were basically got caught not having stops, not expecting this movement down in Bitcoin at all. And think, if you got out there waiting for the pullback, now you got to get in at a cheaper price. Think about this. This is over a $10,000 move. You just saved yourself $10,000 in going down. And instead of sitting there panicking on your position, going down, 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 and you losing profits, you'll be more in a offensive mode where basically now what happens is you have the cash because you sold out at the high. Now you're looking for a point to get back in based on your technical analysis and so forth. So it's a different mentality going forward. This is how you become a professional trader. You got to sit there and make sure you don't go round trip, you don't go for these drawdowns and so forth. If you have any questions, you can email us at info@eiicapital.com. Remember, all our disclaimers apply, which you can find on our website, imtftrade.com. Thank you and have a good evening.